In the headlines, federal government extends resumption of Abuja-Kaduna rail services, says henceforth passengers must have NIN. Hoodlums raise INEC office in Ebonyi as IGP orders activation of interagency election security committees nationwide. Media Trust Chairman, Daily Trust Editor win Media Excellence Editor of the Year Awards at 30th Nigeria Media Merit Awards. And on the international scene, landslide kills 14 people attending a funeral in Cameroon. Hello and welcome to Trust News Update. I'm Darshan Hussaina Usman. And now the news in detail. The federal government says train services will not resume on the Abuja-Kaduna route on Monday as earlier projected. Minister of Transportation, Ma'azu Sambo, disclosed this to newsmen in Kaduna on Sunday during an inspection tour to assess the state of readiness of Abuja-Kaduna rail services before the commencement of operations. He also announced the introduction of some security measures and precautionary guidelines, such as the use of national identity number for passenger profiling, which is now compulsory. Take a look. There is no specific date for the resumption, though the Minister of Transportation is hinting that it may not be more than a week. It is therefore no surprise that plans are at an advanced stage in anticipation of the resumption of the rebranded Abuja-Kaduna bound train services. The minister led an inspection tour from Idu, Abuja to Rigasa, Kaduna on Sunday amidst heavy security to assess some of the security measures put in place. For obvious reasons, the Minister of Transportation is keeping some of the security strategies close to his chest.
That has been put in place, but we are not going to tell you what we have done. It is a security matter, and I have no apologies for that.
But he does let the public in on some of the plans, such as the identity verification devices, which have been already deployed at each Nigerian Railway Corporation train station to confirm the validity of each passenger ticket and identity before they can get access to departure lounges.
We have introduced a new system before you buy a ticket. Your purchase of a ticket requires you to provide a phone number and a national identification number in order to profile, because that is the beginning of the security checks. So at any point in time when a train moves from one station to another, we know who and who are on board. If you don't have an NIN, you are not going to board our train. It's as simple as that. If you are a minor, an adult will pay for you, will register for you. And an adult can only register for not more than 4 minors. Now, we want to give sufficient time for the Nigerian public to listen to this, to to assimilate this new system. So if you start tomorrow, a lot of people will be disgruntled.
The minister, flanked by the Minister of Water Resources, Suleiman Adamu, and Minister of State for Transportation, Ademola Adegoroye, assures Nigerians that protection of lives and property of passengers is paramount.
I will tell you that whatever is humanly possible to secure the lives of the users of this service have been put in place. And we will continue to upgrade it. We'll be monitoring it on a daily basis and improve on wherever we find some snags.
Recall that on March 28th, the Abuja-Kaduna bound train was attacked by bandits where some passengers were killed and kidnapped. Darshan Hussaina Usman. Several permanent voters' cards and other items were destroyed when some hoodlums set the Independent National Electoral Commission office in the Azi local government area of Ebonyi State on fire. INEC's National Commissioner and Chairman, Information and Voter Education Committee, Festus Okoye, disclosed this in a statement on Sunday. Okoye said although no casualties resulted from the attack, the main building and all the movable and immovable items inside it were destroyed. These include 340 ballot boxes, 130 voting cubicles, 14 electric power generators, large water storage tanks, assorted office furniture and fixtures, and yet to be determined quantities of permanent voters' cards. He said security agencies have been informed about the most recent incident and that an investigation has started. He noted that the attack is the third attack on local government offices in less than 3 weeks, following similar attacks on their offices in Ogun and Osun states on 10th November 2022. Still on electoral matters, the Inspector General of Police, Mr. Usman Baba, has ordered commissioners of police nationwide to activate their interagency consultative committees on election security. The Force Public Relations Officer, CSP Olumuyiwa Dejobi, said this in a statement on Sunday in Abuja. Baba said the order was to engage stakeholders in evolving strategies to mitigate threats to the 2023 general elections. He said that political violence, hate speech, threats, political intolerance, misinformation, and political extremism were potential threats to democracy and national security. The IG therefore directed the CPs to work in synergy with all members of the committee to address threats of political violence and ensure swift prosecution of violators of extant electoral laws. He also enjoined the CPs to ensure adequate and strategic deployment of officers and assets, as well as coordinate and supervise officers from all security agencies deployed for election duties. As political campaigns gather momentum ahead of the 2023 polls, smaller parties are strategizing on how to shift attention from the big players. One of such strategies is the drive to ensure that their manifestos, which they believe will address key sectors of the nation's economy, get to the voters. Silas Lawang now reports.
In order to respond to the needs of young people and to guarantee their space in the political arena, most youths seem to have gained more political enlightenment and appear to be ready to right the wrongs which have hitherto limited their political stakes. Since the advent of democracy, we have been supportive to them. We want them this time around to give us opportunity and see what we can do. Stakeholders said meaningful youth participation in politics is key to realigning the political system. Our candidate has the capacity, experience, exposure, and the youthful energy to translate our hopes and aspiration into reality. We want you to give us the necessary support. We assure you that we can do the best. This young candidate is assuring that he will channel his experience toward ensuring the revival of his constituency, which according to him suffered serial disappointment. He said he is in the race to correct the wrongs of the past.
And clearly it shows that our friends in Jadaganya and Tongo this time around have given it to us to also steer the wheel and demonstrate our capabilities. And it has also given me hope that whatever that has been lost, perhaps in the 24 years can be regained. Maybe in the next 4 years that will be given a chance. So this is a clear sign of victory.
They believe young people, if elected to power, will ensure that businesses are safe and also guarantee growth through a secure environment with the provision of infrastructure and better economic policies. From Yola, Silas Lawang, Trust TV News.
The new governor of Osun State, Ademola Adeleke, was on Sunday sworn in by the Chief Judge of the state, Justice Adekbele Ojo. The inauguration, which was held at the Oshogbo City Stadium, was attended by members and leaders of People's Democratic Party and other dignitaries. Hamid Oyegbade has the report.
The Oshogbo City Stadium was filled to capacity as people of Osun State and guests attended the inauguration of Ademola Adeleke as the 6th executive governor of the state. The Independent National Electoral Commission declared Adeleke as winner of the July 16 governorship election in the state He succeeds Adegboyega Oyetola, who came second in the election. Adeleke and his deputy, Kola Adewusi, were sworn in by the Chief Judge of the state, Adepele Ojo. The chairman of the Christian Association of Nigeria in the state, Amos Kayode Oguntunde, and chairman of the Osun State Muslim community, Mustapha Adeleke Olawuyi, charged the new governor to put people first.
We thank God for bringing to us a new governor at this time, in person of Senator Demola Jackson Adeleke. Our advice to him is that he should lead the people in fear of God and have the love of the state of Osun at heart.
There is continuity in governance. Therefore, today's event is another milestone in Osun State. We pray God to make it a success for us. We don't have any doubt in the incoming governor that will do well for the state. We don't have any doubt that is going to make correction of many mistakes that have been made in the past.
Governor Adeleke's spokesperson, Rashid Olawale, assured the people that the new governor will deliver on his promises to the people.
It's the dawn of a new era. The year of locusts has ended, and a new era of prosperity, collective wealth creation, job, good governance, accountability, and responsive leadership has started in Osun.
Some of the guests, Philip Omadeni and Precious Omoriege, said the event portends new beginning to the people of the state.
Advice for them is to be expectant. They have to be expectant, and I believe God that He will assist us in every ramification.
Meanwhile, the newly inaugurated governor of Osun State, Adeleke, has frozen all government accounts. Adeleke directed this in his first executive order upon inauguration on Sunday. Adeleke, in his speech delivered at the inauguration, alleged that the erstwhile governor, Adegboyega Oyetola, carried out some actions after the July 16 governorship election, including hurried employment without provision to sustain them. He claimed that these actions were roadblock channel at making things difficult for his administration. Adeleke also reversed the state name from State of Osun to Osun State, saying the former was alien to the constitution. Adeleke also said he will correct injustices of the past administration. Hamid Oyegbade, Trust TV News, Osogbo.
Thank you, Hamid, for that report. Now moving on, Chairman of Media Trust Limited, Malam Kabiru Yusuf, has bagged the Distinguished National Leadership Award for his dedication to media and media excellence and service to the nation. Malam Kabiru received the award on Sunday in Lagos at the 30th anniversary of the Nigerian Media Merit Award. Abiodun Alade sent in this report, which is presented in our studio.
The chairman of Media Trust Limited is the president, Newspapers Proprietors Association of Nigeria, NPAN, and is being recognized for the huge strides the media has made in the face of challenges and transition in the media industry. Despite the fact that the advances in the media group he leads gives credence to the award, Malam Kabiru is always wary of awards. But he says he couldn't turn down the recognition as the NMMA is a reputable platform for recognizing media excellence.
I was quite surprised, but I thought maybe it's an indication that my time in the media is up. Because when you start getting awards, it is like saying, thank you very much for the work you have done. Perhaps you should pass it on to younger people. So thank you very much. I take the message, and I want to tell you how proud I am to be recognized by this very distinguished group.
Also in line for an award on Sunday was the general editor of Daily Trust, Malam Hamza Idris, who won the coveted Daily Giwa Prize for Editor of the Year. Idris beat other nominees to win the award. Idris oversees the 3 titles on Daily Trust table, including Daily Trust on Saturday, and Daily Trust on Sunday.
Congratulations.
and assistant editor at Daily Trust, Afiz Hanafi, also bagged 3 awards at the ceremony for some of the stories published by his former employer, The Punch newspaper, which won the Newspaper of the Year. Speaking at the event, Governor of Lagos State Babajide Sanwo-Olu urged media practitioners to uphold the tenets of journalism, especially ahead of 2023 polls. He said journalists must also hold themselves accountable by purging the profession of fake news and other vices.
To all the awardees, I want to congratulate you on being found worthy of this prestigious award. This award is a call to a greater and a more dedicated service as encouragement to higher achievements through the power of your pen. Nigerians require you more than ever before to hold powerful institutions to account, to fight for the downtrodden and the less privileged in our society, and of course to use your voice to bring attention to issues that we ought to take seriously as a society and as a nation. This is a phenomenal achievement that no doubt testifies to your creativity and your intellect, which puts you and your profession on the same pedestal with the best Nigerian can offer, the best Africa can offer, and journalism, I believe, is the best the world can offer.
The NMMA has consistently recognized outstanding media practitioners for the past 30 years in recognition of the important role the media plays in demanding for good governance. The idea is that democracy will collapse in any state where free press dies.
You're watching Trust News Update. Coming up after the break. Commuters lament deplorable condition of roads as a result of aftermath of 2022 floods. Do stay with us.
We wish you a Merry Christmas. My name is Femi Adebayo. This holiday season, StarTimes is taking us to a better level. You can step up your family entertainment with the StarTimes upgrade promo. You recharge 2 months on Nova Bouquet and get upgraded to Basic or Smart Bouquet. Recharge 2 months on Basic or Smart Bouquet, you get upgraded to Classic or Super Bouquet. And if you recharge 2 months on Classic or Super Bouquet, you get 10 days free on your subscription. This upgrade automatically qualifies you for a weekly draw to win 55-inch Smart TV, PA systems, home appliances, and more. These prizes are proudly sponsored by Longreach, Wayon, and Amaz. This promo is from the 15th November to 15th January 2023. Times and conditions apply. On StarTimes, every day is the best day ever. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. StarTimes. Entertain your family.
That's great. It's good to see you.
Welcome back and thanks for staying with us. You're still watching Daybreak. You're still watching a news update on Trust TV. Let's take a look at some of our top stories. You heard that federal government extends resumption of Abuja-Kaduna rail services, says henceforth passengers must have NIN. You also heard that hoodlums raise INEC office in Ebonyi as IGP orders activation of interagency election security committees nationwide. Moving to other news, the Strategic Communication Committee of the Presidential Amnesty Program has disclosed that external and internal auditors recently uncovered a massive payroll fraud in the program, where about 513 beneficiaries are receiving multiple stipends from the federal government scheme. Chairman of SCC and ex-agitator Nature Dumale Kige disclosed this over the weekend in Yenagwa, the Bayelsa state capital. He said, according to the discovery, an individual was receiving stipends for 33 persons through fraudulent means. He said about 513 persons were linked to multiple payments, insisting that the new management of PAP is poised to reposition the scheme for optimum performance. The chairman called on aggrieved ex-agitators to suspend all their planned actions against the PAP management and supports the efforts being made to sanitize the program. Commuters plying federal, state and some local government roads in Adamawa State have lamented the deteriorating nature of the roads. They are therefore calling on the government to hasten the maintenance, rehabilitation and reconstruction of the roads affected by the 2022 flooding to ameliorate the plight of users. Silas Lowang has the report.
The rainy season, which ended recently, was relentless in the damages it caused to roads across the country. Currently, many federal, state and local government roads have become a death trap to commuters. This is Jamaica Mobi Bypass Road. It is among several others affected by the floods. Commuters plying the road said urgent intervention will go a long way toward alleviating their suffering.
Babban matsalar mu dukkan wani abu da ake a garin nan wannan hanyar bypass nan shine asalin abun da ya kamata an mana daga farko amma ba mu same shi ba. Wannan hanyar ba karamin asara ake ba.
This bypass road is one of our major concerns, which deserve immediate intervention by government, because we have suffered more than enough. Properties and lives were lost due to the poor condition of this road.
Wannan tana buƙatar taimako, kamata a ce ba wai gwamnati ba ko 'yan kasuwa ma su duba su gyara hanyar nan, saboda ana shan wahala. Ni ma da nan na kusa faɗuwa nan yasa an ce zan tsaya magana.
We have suffered more than enough. This road is one of the busiest roads in Jamaica, but as you can see, the condition of the road is appealing. Motorists are not finding it easy. We need government to intervene.
Although the extent of damage caused by the recently ended flood is enormous on the Nigerian roads, Trust TV visited FEMA Adamawa Field Office to hear from the authority.
Other locations include Mawe Belwa, Ganye Tongorot. We have two locations. We have Chinese 76 plus 634. We have a washout there on a culvert location. That one too was caused by the clouding, which we have raised proposal and waiting for approval as well in this 2022. As I'm talking to you now, we have started working on our 2022 budgetary allocations, like Yola Numan Road. We have started work already. We are working along Gombe Garikida. We have some other projects within township of Gombe Estate, which we are starting by next week.
Road users and indeed other stakeholders are hopeful that the necessary intervention will be given to the roads to ensure ease of moving goods and people from place to place. From Yola, Silas Lawan, Trust TV News.
Away from Nigeria, a landslide during a funeral ceremony in Cameroon's capital has killed at least 14 people, the regional governor said, as rescuers continue to search for dozens of others. The disaster occurred on Sunday as people gathered on a football pitch at the base of the 20-meter-high soil embankment in Yaoundé. The governor of the Centre region, Paul Bay, described the area where the landslide took place as a very dangerous spot and asked people to stay away from the area, which is in Yaoundé's eastern outskirts. Landslides occur relatively frequently in Cameroon, but are rarely as deadly as Sunday's incident. 43 people were killed in the western city of Bafoussam in 2019, where a landslide triggered by heavy rains swept away dozens precarious dwellings built on the side of a hill. And finally, in sports, Niklas Füllkrug struck late in the second half to rescue a 1-1 draw for Germany against Spain in a World Cup Group E showdown, meaning the race for knockout qualification is still wide open. Alvaro Morata made the breakthrough for Spain, but Füllkrug's stumping finish salvaged a point. Meanwhile, South Korea will be chasing their first win when they face Ghana in their second group match of the 2022 World Cup on Monday at the Education City Stadium in Qatar. With only Portugal picking up a win in the first round of fixtures in Group H, there could be a three-way battle for second place between South Korea, Ghana, and Uruguay. And that's it on Trust News Update. Don't forget to follow us across all our social media platforms. I'm Darshan Hussaina Usman. Thanks for watching.